One morning many years ago, millions of Americans woke up in a world that had profoundly changed from the night before. Something woven into everyday life, celebrations, business, medicine, even religion, has just been outlawed across an entire nation. On January 16, 1919, the United States crossed a legal and cultural threshold that would reshape crime, politics, policing, and personal freedom for over a decade. Hello, and welcome to Earth Sights on This Day series. Today we look back to the 16th of January, 1919, when Prohibition began across the United States of America. We're exploring one of the most ambitious and controversial social experiments in modern history when the 18th Amendment officially came into force, banning the manufacture, sale, and transportation of intoxicating liquors nationwide. In the 1800s, Americans drank far more alcohol per capita than they do today. Whiskey was cheaper than clean water in many places. Children drank weak beer. Taverns served as social centers, political meeting halls, and business hubs. Alcohol wasn't just accepted, it was normal, but it also came with consequences. By the mid-19th century, industrialization had transformed the country. People moved from farms to factories. Cities grew crowded. Working-class men labored long hours under dangerous conditions, and drinking became both escape and habit. Reformers blamed alcohol for domestic violence, workplace accidents, poverty, crime in general, and moral decay. To them, alcohol wasn't just a drink, it was a social poison. Out of these concerns grew the Temperance movement, a powerful social crusade that aimed to reduce or eliminate alcohol consumption. At first, temperance meant moderation. But over time, moderation gave way to abstinence, and abstinence gave way to prohibition. Many temperance supporters were motivated by religion, especially Protestant evangelical movements that viewed alcohol as sinful. Prohibition in the United States, spanning from 1920 to 1933, was a nationwide constitutional ban on the production, importation, transportation, and sale of alcoholic beverages. This transformative era arose from a combination of moral reform movements, social dynamics, and political campaigns, but also gave rise to unintended consequences that reshaped American society. The 18th Amendment, also known as the Prohibition Amendment, was ratified on the 16th of January, 1919, and forbade the manufacture, sale, or transportation of intoxicating liquors for beverage purposes. This law proved too difficult to enforce and gave organized crime a new revenue stream. The U.S. government was forced to bring in the 21st Amendment in 1933, which ended prohibition. The temperance movement emerged in the early 19th century, advocating for reduced alcohol consumption due to its perceived moral and social harms. Organizations like the Women's Christian Temperance Union, WCTU, and the Anti-Saloon League played pivotal roles in lobbying for prohibition. Many supporters viewed alcohol as a source of societal ills, including crime, domestic violence, and poverty. Religious groups, particularly Protestant denominations, strongly supported the cause, framing prohibition as a moral imperative. During World War I, the push for prohibition gained momentum as grain used for alcohol production was deemed essential for feeding troops. Anti-German sentiment also targeted breweries, many of which were owned by German immigrants, as unpatriotic. While prohibition aimed to curb alcohol consumption, it led to the rise of illegal activities, including speakeasies, which were underground bars where alcohol was sold illicitly, bootlegging, the illegal production and smuggling of alcohol, often carried out by organized crime syndicates, and moonshining. The domestic production of alcohol in unregulated and often dangerous conditions. Figures like Al Capone in Chicago gained notoriety for running bootlegging empires. Gang violence surged as rival groups fought for control over the lucrative black market. The alcohol industry, once a major source of jobs and government revenue, collapsed, leading to significant economic losses. The federal government also lost tax revenue from alcohol sales, exacerbating economic pressures during the Great Depression. Prohibition coincided with the Roaring Twenties, a decade of cultural change and defiance of traditional norms. Jazz music, flapper culture, and a general spirit of rebellion flourished, often centered around speakeasies. On December 5, 1933, the 21st Amendment was ratified, repealing the 18th Amendment. Prohibition officially ended, marking the only time in U.S. history that a constitutional amendment was repealed by another. If you enjoyed this deep dive into one of history's most fascinating social experiments, make sure to subscribe for more episodes from Earthsight's On This Day series. Leave a comment. Do you think Prohibition was doomed from the start, or could it ever have worked? And if you found this useful, share it with someone who loves history as much as you do. Because history doesn't just tell us what happened, it helps us understand who we are.